thought I'd update you how I was getting on after my second stroke. I was reading an article yesterday on the internet, of course, some medical place, and it said that a 5-degree change in temperature can bring on a stroke. So what we thought was, I was driving a lorry in the hottest day of the year, the 23rd. Was that the 20? It's either 21st or 22nd. Had the stroke on the 23rd, and I did drink a lot, mind you, but maybe just sitting through all the heat. I was way up about 28 degrees or something, which is hot for here. But we're speaking about 40 in England for next week. So that's possibly what brought it on. Plus, I was on blood thinners as well, that's rivaroxaban, but I think they just do veins, whereas blood clots are usually arteries, I think. Yeah, they must be, because they ultrasound my arteries. So I'm pottering about, doing what I can do. But it's a good day and a bad day. I'm pottering about, doing what I can do. If I have a good day, I tend to go and do too much and then have a bad day. So, I've been a bit slow today. And what you heard me saying earlier, that because it was raining I had to walk down here, which was okay coming down at a pole somewhere. And a few stops on the way up, but it stopped raining, so I've got the chariot, as I like to call it, out. So that's great for getting up and down the hill. Well, my daughter and me have gone for walks down to the local park, and I just do that. Long distance walking. So that's the only thing I'm really feeling, is not much energy, which is to be expected, I suppose. The doctors want me to take my blood pressure once a week. They'd been doing it for a week, but it was okay. But it says if you've had a stroke or 2 strokes as I have, it's a good idea to take your blood pressure once a week. So I usually make my box of pills up on a Sunday night, so I thought, well, when I'm doing that I can do my blood pressure at the same time, and I'll remember. My memory's not as good as it should be, but the missus was saying since my last stroke my memory hasn't been that great sometimes, but I know that myself. I can lay something down and I've no idea what it is. I maybe mind later on in life, but I've been hunting for my welding gloves all day, and they've been under they're on the wheel there, under a Polaris, but had the bed tipped off when I was getting the exhaust off. So, but not a lot of energy still. I'm going with the last time. I'm actually better than I was last time, because the last time I could hardly walk at all. I've applied for disability again, but fat chance. See how it goes. Told me to go away last time. I think you need 8 points, and they give me 2. But then I didn't know what to say, or as I say, I was too honest. So I'm hoping to get help from the citizens advice people to fill in the form. I've got what happens is when you register for disability, they take your bank details, and then if it takes months to get disability, which probably will, if you get it, you'll be paid from the day you registered. So if I phone them on the 1st of June, say, no, it's July, say 1st of July, and then probably Christmas by the time I got it, if I'm getting it, so I'd be paid that money from the 6 months in between. It's straight into your bank, but it's not easy to get it. And I think the last time, the medical bit, I did it on the phone, and it wasn't so easy, because they were firing off these questions at 90 mile an hour, and it was confusing. So I'm hoping this time it's a face to face. take my chariot. That's the next thing we're going to be making. If I'm up for it, is a lift to get that in the back of the car. I've been looking at them online, but 900 quid. Sure we can make something for £50, maybe not. So just put some kind of, I was thinking of putting something onto the drawbar and then a folding leg and a lock of some kind, and then an arm out, and just use the 12-ton jackets there and lift it and then swing it in. Put a couple of wheels in the bottom, or one wheel even, so it would scoot round. But I don't know when I'll get around to that, because I would never manage to lift it. It's got 2 big batteries in it. We got it from my mother and my brother was there, and the two of us disassembled it and lifted it in, but it took us both to lift it in. Not light. So, but there's not much else going on. Just going back to being retired, I think, which is a bummer. So I've been looking at jobs and that, so, but it's difficult when you're not 100% fit enough to hold down a job. I don't know what job to get. The lorry driving was perfect because all you had to do is push a couple of levers in the cab and drive the thing. Because it was a tipper. You've probably seen it on my channel, but your car, well, because I passed my test in 1978, car licence entitles me to drive a 3.5 tonne lorry, which is 7.5 tonne loaded, non-HGV. And as well, like I say, I got my car licence back after 30 days, so I could technically get that licence. But these little lorries tend to be ones that you have to hump stuff a lot, and I don't know if I manage it. So let's see. I don't think there's any work where I used to work. Not in the summer anyway, maybe in the winter it would be okay. I'd have to reset all my exams again, and I'm not sure if I could do that now because of my memory. Probably could, like, but I really don't want to. So, just a little update on what I'm doing. Doing a bit of welding there, so I'm killing some time. If you go away too quick in the house, the place burns down. They'll say, how long did you wait before you left? Quite a while. So I'll have a walk around, just check. Lock up. Oh, the light's been doing well today. Banging away there, turning that. I'm making a new exhaust for the Polaris. Now I've got bought bits, bought bends and bought pipe, but I need to make a flange 70 degrees. Made that slowly. So, but still in the shower as well. I've got a seat, one of these seats you can put in. I don't think I would do too well standing up. So I sit down, shower, and then dry myself in the shower as well, and then fight my socks on. So dress myself as well. Like, the worst thing about having 2 strokes is, well, you have a third one, and will the third one get you? If you've had a stroke for no reason, first one, there was a reason for it. It was this medicines that changed my blood count and changed my veins and what, which I'm no longer on. But see what happens anyway. I'll just have to take it easy. Wife keeps saying I'm doing too much, but I get bored. So I'll try and do bits and pieces. I'm not doing any heavy work, like mixing cement or anything. If I need any heavy work done, I can get my son to do it eventually. Bribe him with something, McDonald's or something like that. So I'll need the wheel off the tractor to do sort of a couple of threads, but I'll get him to help. Just roll it out the road. I don't, well, we're going to make a ramp at the front door for the wheelchair, but when I asked him, he didn't want to do it, so I wasn't doing it. I don't think I'd manage. Or if I did, I wouldn't be any good the next day. So. There's me losing my train of thought again. Not that I was thinking very much in the first place. Well, that's what's going on with me. I mean, there are people a lot worse than I am. The local farmer up the road here, he, in fact, my wife and my neighbour walked past him, we were speaking to him. He was digging a ditch. They found him the next morning. He had a massive stroke. And he's in a care, well, he's in the hospital, long-term stroke ward. He can't speak. So I think at least 10 hours before somebody found him. And that's, as I said in the last update, that most of the people in the stroke ward I was in, it was the ones that nobody had found seemed to be the worst. Well, there were big strokes anyway, like that. And there's that injection you can get that could kill you or could save you. Time, it's supposed to be time limited, but they're saying now it might not be as limited as it used to be. So it can cause a brain hemorrhage, the actual thing that's trying to save you. So, so I just let roll the dice on that one. I'm just generating some energy by sitting here as well. And walk up now and put the wheelchair up. And put my feet up. Might go and have a shower actually. I've been mucking about the other day. And that's all for the moment I can think of telling you, but I'm sure there's people worse than me, as you never said, probably. I'm just frustrated, that's my biggest problem. I just want to do things, and if I do them, I'll end up worser is a good word for it. So I'm trying to even things out if I can. Instead of having good days and bad days, have half a day and half a day sort of thing. Half a day good, half a day good. So let's see. You get a bit fed up watching TV and internet and what have you. Well, I do because I'm used to doing things. So, right. I don't think there's anything on fire. I'll go and check. I'll maybe just give you an update every now and again, just in case anybody's interested. The one I did before, I think I did about 50 views in 2 weeks, 3 weeks maybe, something like that, which is not bad for my channel. So obviously people want to see it. So that's it. I'm definitely switching off this thing.
Warning, flashing bright lights from welding. People with photosensitivity to light may be affected.
Advertencia de luces brillantes intermitentes de soldadura. Personas con fotosensibilidad a la luz puede verse afectada.
Aviso de luzes brilhantes de soldagem. Pessoas com fotossensibilidade à luz pode ser afetada.
exhaust cooling on them, so I'll give them a good one. Right, that's it for today. Oh well, I think there's only 6 or 7 days left and I can drive the car again, which will be a bonus. But hey, HGV's away for a year, at least. A year, and then I would think it'd be a medical one. Enhanced medical, it usually is. It should be okay. Right, let's put this spring back to the other ones. So we'll just rebuild it. That's the old exhaust. It's where it's gone is where the two metals are, two dissimilar metals. Put that heat shield back. I've got 90s, but they're not quite 90s, so I might have to take a slightly different route to what I've got here. And the 135s are only 135s, but hey ho. No, that's the two. Well, I see what they've done. They've taken them and bent them that way and then welded them. I think that'll be strong enough, that though. I'll do one at the other side as well. And then there's this bracket. I'll probably just cut it off and reuse it, I would think. The daft things you do is save 200 quid, nearly. This is £126 plus VAT for the parts. And welding wire, tenner maybe, gas and welding wire, 10 quid. 150, yeah, about 150 versus 350 from the one for Polaris, and then you'd still have the gaskets on top. I'm assuming it would come with this on it as well. So I'll just put 2 jubilee clips back on there. Make sure they're stainless steel. That flange. Sure we can make a flange. That one's rotten anyway. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 parts to weld on, and then either weld the joints together or I'll drift them, but it's a lot of work to get them drifted. Right, we can tidy it tomorrow. Switch everything off. That's the old seal that came off there, and I managed to get this one at a local tyre place. It's a bit loose in the inside, but I think the force of the spring should push it back onto the washer bit there, so I think that's good clean. Probably would like that tighter, but anyway, that means we can get this bit on and then build from there. Just waiting the welding cooling down for the spring holder, and then we'll start planning where we're going with this exhaust. I'll bring you back in 4. But I've got the first bit on with a new managed to get one new gasket out of the 2, so this is the original exhaust. I was just going to planning where the new one's going to go, because slightly different angles. So that's the new 135 degrees, so that bend needs to be there, so we need to cut that. But there. What I think I'm going to do, if I can, is make one push-in joint in each one so I can turn them still. And then once I get them all in the right place, I'll tack weld them. So that one end up there. I'll put that bend there. That has to go up the way. This is a push-in joint here. So I'll away and cut that. Then we'll figure out where we're cutting the next one. Or I might just cut it. Or maybe just cut it with enough room to make a push-in joint. Might be an idea. Because there's plenty on the bends. I think this bend's long enough to go right into the muffler. Right, like I say, I'll just be bringing you back and forward bit by bit. Having a bit of fun here. Because the bends I got are 135 degrees and this isn't, I've cut it in the middle of the bend to give me a different angle, and then I'm going to cut this one in the middle of the bend, and we'll put a piece of pipe in and that should take it to where it's supposed to be, which is more about here. And then you've your, so it's got to come up at that angle, you see. So I just cut that with the hacksaw slowly. So I'm going to cut that one and then we'll have to figure out. I've plenty of straight bits of pipe, about like a 2 metre length. I'm only using 6.5 inches. So I'm going to wait to cut that there, and then we'll need a piece from there to there, which would be that bend to that bend in the old one. I'll just tack it. I'm just going to tack them, and then once we get everything in the right position we can weld it off, because I've got a slip joint here that I can, well, we can take it off down there and take it off and weld it. Right, so like I said, I'm just going to bring you back and forth because I'm going to take it easy today. Sometimes there's quite a lot of downtime today. That should come out right, I think. In fact, I might just go and weld a bit of pipe on here. Oh no, I won't cut that. I've got the angle, I think. I'll have to come up like that. Just a bit more angle on that. That yappy dog again. Wouldn't be so bad if it's all that shut up every now and again. Right, I'll go and cut that and see if we can get a bit of pipe in between. Right, I've got that cut. That's to come up like that. Oh. That won't be right enough. 150. We got a bit 150 and we'll tack it together. Right, I've got the first bit tacked. Just need to get our angles now. It's not too bad there. Weld that bit. Well, tack it, now weld it. Well, that's it roughly tacked in place. So it's very similar to the old one. Screws there. That bends. I think that bends further away for the suspension, that's all. So plenty clear of the. We've got plenty clear of it. And everything. So I need to mark where this is going. I'm going to weld it on. But it gets hot today. This is supposed to be the day that it's 40 plus down in Englandshire. Around London and that could be 40, 45. It's been a dry year though, really. I mean, it's rained occasionally. But okay, I'll go and weld that bracket on and that'll hold everything in place. And then let's see where this bend's going to go. I think I'll have to put the muffler box back on to get the position. That looks like that'll be okay if we cut it. Well, cut the two of them, I think, probably. Oh no, I should be able to cut it right up here. Okay, right, I'll go and weld that. Putting the muffler back on. It's actually got a bit of play on it. You can move it back and forth a few inches by the look of things. I don't think I need to take this off again. Oh, maybe. Tighten it up anyway and shoot some straight place. Get a screwdriver up the bucket or something. So building your own exhaust's a bit harder than I thought it would be. But what's new? Don't have to catch a thread, will be laughing. Because of the fact we can shunt that along and back, well, technically we can. Might leave it like that. Turn in the hole. Right. No, that is to come out there. That's a good idea of where everything's going.